Hi everybody, sorry I'm fucking real late. But I had a bit of trouble with me internet because I had it not on my phone, and so fucking my laptop was saying, "Oh no, it can't be found" and all this shit. So, well, anyway, yeah. Hey, Jason, pop culture creator, Snaggle Pussers, um, dropping in even before I started. But yeah, I started a bit late. But been watching the fucking bonded. It was a bit complicated in that, so I had to write some of it down. It was one of them where I'd seen Diamonds Are Forever, but never really concentrated much on the plot line because it was basically diamonds. But I had to like study because I'm doing full spoilers. So like I thought, well, I'm gonna have to like um see what these diamonds was for anyway. But yeah, found out like yeah, because like I didn't because it was one of them where unless you have to listen really closely because for about like two or three lines that told you where the diamonds went, and so if you missed them two or three lines, then you didn't know where the diamonds went. But I realised where the diamonds went. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Courtney. Yeah, it's Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs. Right. Yeah. Yeah. You just gonna get the picture on Old Diamonds Are Forever. Because, yeah, bit of an American one. This one is like mostly, I think, filmed in America. But yeah, great film. Sean Connery was back and that. Don't know exactly fucking how much they paid him, but I'm sure they paid him loads. Because he was like, oh yeah, we need you back. um, but yeah, got great soundtrack. Like, not too much action on this one. Um, but some good car scenes and one or two good fight scenes. Yeah, yeah. Courtney's asking me, oh, doing all right, Courtney. Yeah, just watched Diamonds Are Forever. One of them where it's more of a rom com than a James Bond film. Well, it's one of the most James Bond film where there's not much action compared to like Bond just doing crazy shit. Slaps quite a few women in this. Strangles one and half strangles one and that, for information, and then grabs the way Bond in this beats up women is. This is where, but obviously the women who he beats up though, they're like bad and that. So he needs information from them because like yeah. It starts from like the first 2 minutes into about the first 3 minutes into this film where Bond's just slapping. But it's Sean Connery. He sort of like was yeah, got it off yeah, because Sean Connery was the one that like said, oh yeah, he he didn't take no shit from women, but in real life he didn't. So like that's why I like the Bond that he does. You don't have to talk yourself out of talking about James Bond beating women. Okay. Well, yeah, well, I'd say it was one of them where he's a double O agent, so he's got license to kill. So to slap someone around for some information, there's fuck all. He's got license to kill. Yeah, cause I've seen it. It's my favourite Bond. Yeah, even though you put band, but I was going to say, um, it it was oh, what's the name? Fuck. Yeah, Bond. Yeah. Oh shit! Diamonds are forever. Shirley Bassey. That's it. It was Shirley Bassey, as I would say. She wasn't a band. If it was Ha or oh Spandau Ballet. Who knows Spandau Ballet? But anyway, but one. Yeah. You are funny. He has license to kill. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, like that's the thing with Bond is he's basically like a hired sort of like judge and jury. He is a bit like Judge Dredd, but he has to go sometimes, ask orders. But if anyone starts to fuck with him, he's got a license to kill them. Yeah, let's get the um, Bond window. Fucking shit! What the fuck is it? Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, yeah. Spandau Ballet Rock. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I think but they did a view to a kill. That on Spandau Ballet, that was a thing. I'm forgetting who it is. Ugh. But anyway, yeah. Yep. Diamonds are forever. Sean Connery. Yeah. You see in this one that I picked, where yeah, it looks like oh, fucking heck. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, bunch of diamonds there. His Crocs don't even look like Sean Connery, but that would have been one of them where they wouldn't have been sure that they was going to get Sean Connery, so they were like, "Oh yeah, just do it," sort of like any face sort of thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, bit of a review on it. Yeah, put the review there. Mm, what is it? Uh, wrong one. I'm going to be listening for 3 minutes because I'm carrying laundry and grocery, but I am here. Yeah, yeah, a few minutes, not three. Yeah, and that's a cool girl. Yeah, well, it was in them days where they did get like good artists to do good um, front covers for videos and films and that, like the what do you call them? Billboards and that for billboards. So get some good advertising because in them days you didn't really have the internet and that. So if you didn't like the look of the cover of the film and that, then you probably won't go and watch it unless like a friend or someone has said, "Oh no, it's very good." Because yeah, Diamonds Are Forever, real good film because it's a Bond film, so they're all real good films. Even the last one, as I say, but yeah, it isn't too much on the action. It has got like more sort of realism, but like say it goes around slapping women a bit. But all right, Bond, yeah, and well saying all right to Courtney, but yeah, I don't think she's here right now, so she doesn't reply because she's doing something. But yeah, oh Bond, yeah, that was that forever. Just being saying to Courtney and that. It's one of these Bond films where quite a bit of like near on tit because there's a few scenes where you see women cover themselves up and that. And so yeah, you know if you use the pause button right, I'm sure you can get a glimpse of like half a nipple on some of them shots, but because I know definitely there is a Bond film. I think it's um, The Spy Who Loved Me, I think it is, where you see half a nipple if you pause it right. But yeah, great film this though. Okay, comedy and all because let's get the cast because I forget what his name is, but he was a singer and that a famous singer. I think he was in Crosby, Stills and Nash or something like that. And he's in this film because for some reason the thought he looked the part or something, and so he was like, "All right, yeah, I'll do it." And let's get the cast up. Um, yeah, Putter Smith. See what he? I know he was in a band. Yeah, see what bass. He was a bassist. Fuck. Oh yeah, there we go. He played on recordings and that with Sonny and Cher and the Beach Boys and the Righteous Brothers and that. Yeah, because he like a but like yeah, he was a bassist anyway. Uh, uh, yeah, Carly said, "Hi, Vaughn. She's doing laundry, so I'm here, but not looking at the chat. Hope you're well." And that, and then Bo says, "I need a screenshot of that I what born because like I figured, but yeah, and then pop culture creators saying hi born and both saying hi pop culture creator. Well, you share the cast and that. Yeah, so Sean Connery as James Bond, Jill St. John's as Tiffany Case, and that Lena Wood as Plenty of Tool, which Linda Wood as Plenty of Tool is in it for like 5 minutes. So I don't know why she is in third fucking like spot for fucking. Well, actually, I do because I'll show you like what she looks like in Bond and that. But yeah, and then Charles Gray as Blofeld, and there we go. Yeah, Putter Smith as Mr. Kidd, Johnny Dean as William White, Bruce Glover as Mr. Wint. Oh, because like Mr. Wint and Mr. Kidd, they're sort of like gay lovers because you don't see them doing out too gay, but there's a bit where fucking Mr. Kidd talks about Tiffany Case being good looking, and then Mr. Wince all all like fucking arsey and gives him a right stare out and that. And then Desmond Llewellyn as Q, Leonard Bart as Sherry Tree, Bruce Cott as Bert Saxby, Joe Robinson as Peter Franks, which yeah, I think he's a stunt man. I think that Joe Robinson. I'm sure he's because like he don't have much to say in this, and but I'm sure he was like a stunt man that they're like, oh yeah, we'll let you have a little bit of a talking part and that, and then Bernard Lee as Lois Maxwell as Miss Moneypenny. And Lawrence as and then Joseph Brenner's Professor, yeah. And there's not many sort of Norman, but as Felix Leiter, yeah, because it's changed Felix Leiter again. Margaret Lancy as Mrs. Whistler. David Brewer as Mr. Slumber, yeah, some of the art. Because there's a few in that. Oh, sorry. Well, yeah, look, I know, fuck, look, here we go. George Lazenby wanting it, so yeah, I don't know. And I don't know if something David Hughes Jr. was in it. But yeah, David D. Kizzer could have been in it, but yeah. Anyway, why fucking Linda Wood is in there because this is what she looks like. Yeah, yeah, that's what she looks like in it. And so yeah, must be a Linda Wood fan and that. Oh, yeah. Oh, Alona, not Linda. Alona Wood. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he might have been took down there for. Yeah, yeah, she is hot. Oh, in that is one of them where fucking you see her in that in it, and you're like, oh yeah, her acting's a bit shoddy, but we'll pass. It's good enough. But anyway, let's get to the spoilers and that. Let's get the spoiler fucking thing going. Because, yeah, from the start, all out fucking crazy masculine action and that. But, yeah, there we go. Spoilers. So, right. So, yeah, as Bond films start, you see the fucking gun barrel shot and that, and the blood pours down. And then you see, like, oh, I forget what them fucking Japanese houses are called, but it is, oh. Well, anyway, it's one of them where they've got like paper for walls and that, wooden paper. Well, anyway, you see like a dude get like flung through, well, punched through one and that shit. And like you wear Sean Connery's voice going, "Where's Blofeld?" And like boots him in the face and that. And then chucks him into like fucking these wooden sort of pole things and that. And then like you're like, oh yeah, he's in somewhere, Cairo, I think it is. So anyway, then you see this dude in Cairo betting and that he's like, hit me because he's playing cards. So Bond punches him in that, and then he grabs him on a roulette wheel of that, and he's like, where is he? And that. And then I don't know, but then he tells him a woman's name. And then so he goes see this woman who's like fucking at this pool and that. And he's like, oh yeah, I'd like you to help me in that. And she's like, what? And then he grabs her like bra out because she's in a bikini and starts choking her with it, going, where's Blofeld? Where's Blofeld? And then like finds out like it's some place where they're doing like plastic surgery to make a double of Blofeld and that. Well, like Bond, he sort of like fucking tracks him down and that, and he goes into this lab. Yeah. Hey, Pickles. Yeah, how do you want? Yeah. And what was that? Yeah, Moses. All right, Pickles. Well, anyway, gets into this lab and he sees some dude in like, I think it's supposed to be like this wax over him or whatever to. Well, anyway, he pulls out a gun and that, and so fucking Bond just pours loads of fucking this wax on him and that, which I think in the making it was just mashed potato with mustard in to make it look yellow or whatever. But anyway, they put this wax in that, and it like drowns this dude, and so he's fucked up and that, and like Bond sort of like sees that like, oh yeah, it's not fucking Blofeld because from the last one, Blofeld's killed his wife and that, and so then this clone of Blofeld, but you don't know this, but is a dude's made to look like Blofeld. He comes in with some guards and that, and then the guards go check Bond and that, but Bond's got this metal sort of mouse trap thing that just smashes this guard's fingers and that, and so he chucks the guard onto another guard, grabs some scalpel knives, throws them at the guards, kills them, and then Blofeld's fucking clone, Oh no, it's like it's double. Shall I say? Tries to kill Bond, but with a knife. But Bond just slams like this light thing that they have in operation theaters and that onto his head, and then throws him into this vat of like wax sort of stuff. I'm not quite sure exactly what it's supposed to be, but it's very waxy in that, I think. But anyway, yeah. So then the music fucking comes on. Shirley Bassey, Diamonds Are Forever in that. And then you see Bond in M's office. Oh, yeah. Pickle says, "Yo, yeah, I think that's like a mashed potato make." And like, yeah, mashed potato must. Yeah, I think it was somewhat like that because obviously they ain't gonna chuck hot fat hot onto an actor, so they like did somewhat where it when you watch Diamonds Are Forever and you see this stuff for it, it's like I'm not quite sure exactly what it is because I didn't even think it was like a bit like a mud bath. I think it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be somewhat that fucking gives the person's skin something that it's easier to do plastic surgery on them. I think it's healing. It could be, but anyway, like Bond's in the office and that, and he's talking to him and that, and this other dude, and they're asking and talking about diamonds and that, and saying like 80% of the diamonds like come from South Africa or something like that. And then you see like these diamond smugglers, but they're smuggling it through a dentist who, because they're like working in diamond mines, and then they are like putting them in the teeth and that, and then fucking the dentist is removing them. Well, then you see like these two dudes in the desert and that. Well, it's the American Arizona desert, I think, in that. Got like a scorpion and that, and they pretend like they're there to fucking buy the diamonds off him and that. And so when they're like fucking talking to him, they're like pretending like they've got toothache. And then like fucking the doctor, like or dentist, well they are doctors, but the doctors are teeth. But he like looks and that whilst he looks, the scorpion gets put down his back and that it like stings him and that kills him. And then they go to like the dude who was supposed to meet the dentist in a helicopter, who's like an helicopter, and they pretend to be like the dentist's mate, and like, oh no, he's feeling ill and that, like he can't make it, and then they give him a bomb that they think it's the diamonds. Then they take the money and that and blow up the fucking helicopter. And then like yeah, he goes back to talking to Bond and that, and Bond's been asked to like investigate these diamonds that are like going missing and that because they think someone's stockpiling some diamonds so they can either like bribe someone or they can fluctuate the market of diamonds and that. So anyway, Bond's been asked to like fucking investigate what where these diamonds are fucking going and that. And then like you see the two dudes, Mr. Wit and Mr. Kid, who are like talking to this old woman who's got a like I think she's doing fake passports. Well anyway, they go see her to get some fake ID, I think. Because they want to go to a country, so I think it's fake passports they need or something. Well, anyway, Bond is sent to follow this Mr. Franks, and like they detain Mr. Franks in this oh shit, what do you call them? Oh, border crossing. There's a border crossing bit where they detain him and that, and so Bond takes Mr. Frank's identity and that in his car and that, and pretends to be Mr. Frank's and that, and he gets to Amsterdam because they know that Mr. Franks was going to Amsterdam and that, and probably know like the address or whatever and that, because like Bond goes to Amsterdam and he's all like in like the like what would you call them boats, but they're not called boats. But anyway, he sees like the old woman getting dragged out of the Amsterdam dams lake things and that, and fucking you show how sick these two are because then they're all like, oh yeah, we should really take pictures of the dam for kids and that, because she worked out like a children's fucking thingy in that. But like, but anyway, Bond goes to oh the woman's house. Oh yeah, he got to Amsterdam by like ferry, I think, and that, because the dude was in the car and he came up to some so he might have been coming in from France or fucking whatever else is linked to Holland or Germany, I think, and that. So he was coming in by that way, yeah. And so fucking they like detained him, you know, because like it's service and agents and that they get to just pretend like, oh yeah, there's something wrong in that, and so they locked him up in that. And so Bond takes his identity and goes to this woman's house and that, and then she's I'll have to think of your name because I just wrote it down as the woman, but God, yeah, Tiffany Case her name is, but her name don't really get mentioned that much, and so like, but and it ain't got like one of them innuendo fucking names, and so yeah, you don't really remember it much and that. But anyway, Tiffany Case, she's in like this room and that in like flats sort of thing, you know, where you have a few flats in that in Holland. Well, she gives Bond a drink and Bond's drinking it and that, and then she gets the fingerprints and checks to see if it is Mr. Franks, because she's got a fucking fingerprinting scanning machine that she has it in her room because she's like working for fucking these diamond smugglers and that. Well, anyway, it checks out that like it is Mr. Franks's fucking fingerprints, where you see that like fucking Bond's got like a plastic covering like afterwards, like because she asks him to fucking import or smuggle diamonds into LA, and there's like 50 carat or something. Like you see it later on, it's on like a there's probably about fucking 200 diamonds or something, because like it's on a chandelier, not a real big chandelier, but big enough chandelier that there's about at least 100 diamonds on it and that. And so like He's like, all right then, yeah, I'll smuggle these diamonds into LA and that. So and then you see him back at his apartment and that with peeling off like the plastic covering with the fake fingerprint on, and he's talking to Q and that, saying, "Oh yeah, they was real good." Like yeah, there's a few gadgets in this, but not great. One of them and all where there's a car chasing, but it's just in a normal car, and well yeah. Uh, um, well, yeah, the dude who is the real Frank, Mr. Frank dude, gets escapes from the jail or gets released. I think he escapes. Well, anyway, Bond has to like fucking find him, so he like waits outside the woman's flat because he knows he'll be going there. Tiffany Case's flat, and then he pretends like, oh yeah, he's a dude who lives in this building with these flats, and he gets into this lift and that one of them lifts where the stairs go spiral around the lift, if you know what I mean. And like they have a fight, and this is a good fight scene. This is what one of them fight scenes where both actors like fucking. Because I'm sure the dude who plays Frank, he's like a stunt dude, so he's used to getting thrown around a bit and that. And so like they have a right good fight, quite convincing. One of them fights where you're thinking, oh yeah, they're not pulling out and that. Bit of a struggle because it's in a lift that's quite small, and so it's mainly a bit of a wrestling match, or some punches and that. And they go right to the top past Tiffany Case's flat and that. And Tiffany Case sees them fighting and that. And then, like, he fucking gets out, like, 2 floors above and that. And then throws the dude over the fucking banister railings and that. And he, like, lands fucking 2 or 3 floors down and that. And fucking breaks his neck or whatever. And, like, he's dead. And then she goes, checks him in that, and Bond has planted some fucking RD on him that makes him look like he's James Bond. And then she's all like, "Oh, you've killed James Bond and that," and he's like, "Oh, have I?" And that, and like he's pretending like he didn't know it was James Bond and that. Like Sean Connery is James Bond, yeah, because he like fucking makes like fucking out like he wasn't all that tough and that if James if or he makes out like James Bond can't be that all that tough because he's killed him and that. But well, anyway, she's all like getting worried and that, and she's like, "Oh, well, we've got to fucking move these diamonds and that." And that's when she shows him it's on the chandelier. So anyway, Bond gets like the body of the dude and that pretends it's his brother and like flies him into LA and that on this commercial jet flight and that. And so there's Mr. Kidd and Mr. Wint like watching him in like economy class or whatever and that. And Mr. Kidd goes, "Oh yeah, she's quite nice, looking for a woman and that." And then as I say, okay, there's that bit in it where that's when you can tell the gay, even though there is a scene where they walk off holding hands and that, like, but you could think, well, mates are just being daft, like holding hands, pretending the fucking gay lover. But no, this is a bit where you can tell the gay because he gets real jealous and that and starts like staring at Mr. Kidd as in like you're a fucking bitch and that sort of thing. Like Mr. Kid just laughs and that. Well, anyway, the land and that, and Bond sees Felix Leiter and that, and like Felix Leiter's like, oh yeah, right. Well, we know fucking you got diamonds in here, but I'm gonna pretend like I've searched you and you ain't, so you know, fucking they can get him through security and that. So there's these like mafia dudes who like have a funeral place where Bond's gonna take the coffin and that to get it cremated, because like I think the woman, but what's her name? Tiffany Case. I think she's arranged like the diamonds to get like put in a cremation and then get the diamonds out of being cremated and that. But like when it goes and gets cremated, they get the diamonds and that and put them in a fucking urn that like Bond goes to like place at like urn sort of thing in the funeral sort of garden that they have. And then he's supposed to like do the drop off where he puts the diamonds there and he takes an envelope of money and that. Well, as he's going to the like garden bit, like Mr. Kidd and Mr. Kin, Mr. Wint and Mr. Kidd, they're there, but like Bond don't know like that they're the ones who are fucking stealing the diamonds off people and that. So anyway, Bond just walks by him and that, and then as he gets the money and that, puts the envelope in his jacket, he gets knocked out by Mr. Kidd or Mr. Wint, one of the two. And then they put him in a coffin and then put him into like the incineration unit for the fucking to get cremated and that. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, diamonds can't be melted. That's why, like, I think he, because like it doesn't tell you how he's smuggled the diamonds in, but I think Bond must have like put the diamonds in the dude's body and that, you know, made him swallow them sort of thing, rammed them right down his gut or whatever in that, and then it'd be easier to just burn the body to get the diamonds out than digging it up, and it gets rid of the evidence and that, because they think it's James Bond at this stage, who they're cremating the body with. Well, anyway, they put Bond in a coffin and that, and then set the cremation sort of fucking fairness going and that, and bang him in it. Well, it starts to set on fire a bit and that, and then before he gets fucking torched, burnt alive and that, the dude where he was supposed to have put the diamonds, Mr. Mr. Wint and Mr. Kidd have swapped the diamonds for fake ones. And so fucking they're like, where's the real diamonds and that? They get him out of the coffin and that. It's half burnt and that. But like, oh, where's the diamonds? And he's like, oh, well, where's the real money? He just blags them like fucking that in real money, and don't know if it is or not, but they just let him go. And so he goes back to his hotel room and that, and he fucking sees like the dude is working at this hotel who fucking was telling him, oh yeah, we want the fucking diamonds and that. and it's owned by this millionaire dude who's called somewhat White. Well, Bond sort of like, because it's a big hotel and that, so he goes around sort of like looking at the backstage bit of the performance crew, and like you sort of like see like the doodles doing a comedy act talking to the Mr. Wint and Mr. Kidd, and then you see him dead because like they've killed him and that. And then Bond's playing at like the casino table and that, playing craps and that, and fucking you see what's her name? Oh, Linda Wood has Plenty O'Toole there, and then so Bond's all like, "Oh yeah, fucking yeah, you can have a go on that," because he sees like she's a good looking and that. She doesn't do all that good, but then he takes over and that and starts winning loads, and so he gives her some cash and that, and then she's like, "Oh, well, I'll have a drink with you and all this," because she thinks, "Oh yeah, he's got some cash and that, and he's good at craps." Well, anyway, they go back to his room and that, and then she like gets half naked and that, goes into the bathroom, and like the mafia dudes grab her, throw her out the window, and she lands in the pool, and like Bond's like, "Oh yeah, well, that was a good shot," and like the mafia dudes all like, "Oh no, I didn't even know there was a pool there." So Bond like smacks him in that, and then like fucking the mafia dudes pull out the guns, but they leave the room, and then like you see fucking Tiffany Case in Bond's bed and that, all sprawled out and that, like trying to seducing him to tell her where the diamonds are and that. Even though he don't even know where the fuck the diamonds are because he's had them stolen, but he's just blagging it at this stage because he knows, if he says he ain't got the diamonds, then they'll either try to kill him or they'll just fuck off. So let me see where I'm up to, because yeah. Oh, wait, yeah. Yeah, well, anyway. So, like, they get into bed and that, and Bond, like, shags her, like, as you do. And she's all like, "Well, if you tell me where the diamonds are, we'll go 50-50 and we'll just fuck off to Hong Kong and that shit." So Bond is all like, "Oh, yeah, okay then. Fucking, why not?" I'll, like, tell you where they are, sort of thing, and that. Do you like circuses? And so he sends her into this hotel with like circuses and that, because it's real big, and there's like a fairground sort of thing going on because it's one of them big hotels that's massive. So it's got like loads of stuff and that. Well, anyway, as she's playing cards, she gets one of these cards because like Bond and Felix are watching her. That says, "Oh, go play one of that like clown water balloon thing." Well, the machine's rigged and that, and so she wins this stuffed toy. Then she goes fucking out, but she knows she's being followed by CIA agents, so she sees this sad show, freak show, where they basically get this woman, but do a magic trick where a dude in a gorilla suit comes out like charging and that, and so the people are start shitting it and like run off and that. And then so she runs back where the dude came out in the gorilla suit, and then he's like, "Hey, what you doing?" But she's like, "Oh, just runs out," and then she's outside and that, and she like loses them and that. She must have someone who picked her up in a car, but you don't see this. But anyway, she's got like the stuffed toy because I think to put like fake diamonds in the stuffed toy and that. But she goes back to where fucking hotel. Well, it's a big fucking penthouse sort of thing where it's got a swimming pool in the back, and Bond's there, and she's comes in and she's like, "Oh yeah," the diamonds were fake or something and that, and he's like, "Oh yeah, well, I don't care," sort of thing. You ran off or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, what's my black wig doing in the pool?" And he's like, "Oh, look closely," and it's one of her mates, I think, or some woman with black hair that looks a bit like her. She's drowned in the pool, so Bond's all like, "Hey, look, they was gonna kill you, like, and that you're too much of a loose end, and that. So if you team up with me and that, I'll try and get you fucking like leniency and that." And she's all like, "Oh, I don't know," and so like he gives her a slap with a glove, and then you're like, "Well, I know the name and that shit. I don't know that, and I know the voice." He only phones me up and to hear the voice. Oh, well, anyway, she put this stuffed toy in her a locker where this like dude comes and picks it up, and that was just airport security sort of dude. And so Bond like follows where the bags going and that, and like yeah, he sees that the bag gets put in this green van, and so he like fucking follows the green van and that, and he gets Tiffany, what her name is, to like cause a distraction whilst he gets into the back of the van, because she like parks up in front of like this oil pump and starts complaining that she wants a tank to get filled. Well, he climbs in the back while this commotion has got going on, and the dude who's a professor drives to this secret lab base where it goes underground and that shit. And then he goes into like a restricted fucking research fucking unit fucking base where you got to have like a fucking key card. Well, Bond, because he hasn't got one, he just like pretends like he's new there, and so fucking person who's doing inspections goes in and that, and then he like just follows him in saying, "Oh yeah, you're from a branch or whatever," and that. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, well, where's your pass?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, you should have sent me one." He blags it again, saying, "Oh yeah, you should have sent me a fucking key pass card fucking ages ago, but I still haven't received it." So the dude gives him a spare one and that. Yeah. God, he's like, "Yeah, you have a good night." He has to go. And nice to listen about the movie. Later, yeah. Oh yeah, great movie. Because like this bit, like Bond goes in Sean Connery and that, and starts to pretend to be like a inspector in that, and then like he's all like, "Oh yeah, what's all this and that?" And then the professor who's there, he's like, "Oh, don't be giving me shit, like fucking I'm a professor here in that. And then so Bond's like, all right, I'll just go on with the inspection. And then he sees like a tape and that, which is just a normal cassette tape, but because it's done in like 71, it's like high class technology of shit and that, because it's like a program tape for this satellite. And so then like, but you don't know this at the time. But anyway, then Bond fucking goes out and that, and then the real fucking inspector comes in, and so that's when like they realised, oh yeah, they're being duped and that. So alarm bells go off, and then Bond runs into this like recording studio where it's supposed to be like Area 51, where they're doing the moon landing fucking sort of filming. And so Bond gets in like a moon buggy and just drives it through like this fake wall that's supposed to be like a moon crater. And then he just bends out of the fucking lot and that, you know, fucking getting chased by these cars. But because Bond's on this fucking moon buggy on like sandy fucking rough terrain and that, and it's like sand dunes and that the cars all fuck up and that, and then they're getting chased. Oh well, they get these like quad bikes that are like sand quad bikes and that they chase. Well, Bond fucking one of them falls off his quad and that, and then Bond sort of like gets out of the dumb buggy and but keeps it driving, makes it drive off and that, and hides behind a rock, and then boots a fucking dude up one of these doom bikes, doom buggy bikes sort of thing, and fucking sort of like meets up with Tiffany Case, yeah, meets up with Tiffany Case, and then they're on the like the Las Vegas Strip, and that in a car. Well, the cops are being told to look out for Bond and that because White, because he's a millionaire, he owns sort of like loads of property or whatever, and so he probably fucking can call in a few cops or whatever and that. He owns like loads of stuff. And so the cops start chasing Bond and that, and he's just in a normal red I think it's a fucking Mustang. Well, it's an old Mustang, I think, in that. Yeah, I think it's a Mustang. But anyway, he's just like burning off the cops and that, and does a bit of a Blues Brothers where he fucking just bears around in a car park. Bond says goodbye, Courtney. Yeah, I think she'd gone, but yeah. In case you watch the replays and that, though. Well, anyway, cars are chasing Bond around fucking the Las Vegas Strip and that shit. I think it's the Las Vegas Strip. It's where all the casinos are in Las Vegas. So, anyway, fucking impressive, because this is where the fucking like there's been some fairly good sort of like fucking fight scene in it at the beginning, but most of it's been boring until like this car scene like gets going and that, and fucking cops are like chasing them around the fucking car park and that, and they're all getting crashed up like fucking Blues Brothers and that shit. But yeah, but there's one though that like fucking didn't get crashed because they didn't even bother chasing him. Sees him coming back and that, so they go chasing him, and they get him sort of like cornered in a like little alleyway where there's only enough gap to get a bike through. So Bond goes on two wheels by going up a side ramp that's like concrete side ramp that get built up on side of buildings. So You can get stuff up there. No, no, the Mustang will want a convertible and that, and just a normal one. It looks an old one though, like a '60s Mustang. 'Cause I think when they're filming it, they're like, "Oh yeah, we can't afford a like rail gun." By the way, it's a famous Bond scene where he like goes up on two wheels and like goes through this gap on two wheels and then like pops it down and that, and then fucking just burns off like fucking Bond style and that. The cops try it, but they just flip the fucking car and that. And so anyway, the back at the hotel and that, like Bond's been shagging and that, and then Felix comes in, like says, "Oh yeah, you can't get any contact with the millionaire White. I forget his first name, but he's supposed to be like the Elon Musk of like the '70s and that." Well, Bond gets out of the hotel room because it's the hotel room that the White owns and that. Walks along the edge and that. Another famous thing where then he gets on top of a lift where the lift takes him up and that. And when he gets right to the top, he sort of like gets on there like a metal fucking pole and that. So like lets the lift drop back down, sort of like climbs sort of like onto another sort of ledge, and then uses like a grapple gun where it's like a revolver, but instead of firing bullets, it fires these fucking sheets of fucking metal that stick into fucking concrete. And so he uses that to like swing across and that to get up onto the roof, where then he gets into like this, opens this little latch where fucking he gets in and that into a room where he sits on this portal potty thing, and then like sees like he's on camera and that, and he hears like a voice telling him, "Oh yeah, put the gun down and come into the room and that," which he does, and then he sees like there's Blofeld, but he's got his clone there, or his double, should I say, who's like had his face plastically say to Blofeld's face, even though Blofeld in this is looking like Bond's friend from who got killed in You Only Live Twice. But anyway, Bond sees like the cat and he scares the cat, and the cat goes to like one of the Blofelds and that, and then so Bond shoots him with the grappling gun. But it was the wrong cat, or as like Blofeld says, "Right idea, Mr. Bond, wrong pussy." And so the other cat comes in, who Blofeld's cat, and then fucking Blofeld tells Bond to get in a lift, where he gets in the lift and that, and gets gassed. Well, like knockout gas. And then Mr. Kin and Mr. Win and Mr. Kidd fucking put him in the back of the boat, or as the Americans say, the trunk, and that of this car, drive him out to where these pipelines getting fucking made and that, and they put him in this pipe, and then the next day the builders build this fucking pipeline, and so they bury this pipe that Bond's in and that, and then like as Bond was in the back of the boat, he fucking broke one of these perfume bottles or aftershave bottles of Mr. fucking Wince. And so fucking he wakes up smelling, as he says, a French tart. I think it's a French tart. But anyway, there's a like mouse or rat there, and you're like, oh, is it me or you smelling like? It's like, oh no, it's me and that. And so then this machine that they send down the pipeline, because it's a big pipeline, it's a good like 5 foot radius sort of pipeline. So like this metal machine goes down it, checking to see if there's any holes or any loose connections, and that Bond jumps on, like disconnects a few wires and that fucks it up. So the maintaining unit has to come out and fucking open the nearest hatch for where the machine is to check the machine. Well, then Bond comes out and he's all like, "Oh yeah, thanks," and that this is me and my rat got lost or something like that. He says. Well, anyway, goes back to the hotel and that, where fucking they use like a voice modulator machine that like Blofeld's using it to pretend he's the white dude. Well, anyway, Bond uses the voice modulator to pretend like he's one of Blofeld's guards and saying like, "Oh, Bond's still alive" and that. So fucking Blofeld is like, "What sort of shit? Oh fuck!" And like he says, "Oh, well, just kill White and that." And I think he gives him the address and that shit, or he knows what building he's on about. Because then they go to free the white dude who's like the millionaire. And like this is where Bond, I'll tell you what, this is the Bond film that Bond slaps loads of women in it. Well, he don't really slap these women, but anyway, this is the Bond film that Bond beats up the most women in it. But anyway, Bond goes to this fucking penthouse fucking mansion thing that's like out in the middle of nowhere, but he knows like they're keeping that white dude there, so he goes in and that, and then he sees like these 2 women called Bambi and Thumper. Or if you've seen any Bond films, they're them 2 women that beat the shit out of him in that, because like the like supposed to be like bodyguards and that, and well anyway, he gets kneed in the nads. Well, takes a low blow to his balls and that. And then he's like getting beaten up, and then he gets chucked in a swimming pool. But like they dive in to start beating him up, but then he grabs their hair and that and just holds their heads underwater and that. And like fucking Felix Leiter comes in and that, and he's all like, "Oh, look at you fucking playing around doing breaststroke whilst we've got to find fucking White and that." And so anyway, one of the beds, or like he's drowning and that, like fucking tells him like, "Oh yeah, he's underneath like this swimming pool for some reason." So anyway, they go underneath the swimming pool and that, because it's a big massive swimming pool, or that it can have a fucking room underneath the fucking swimming pool. It's a big mansion place and that. Well, anyway, they find the white dude who's in there, because he's been held captive whilst fucking Blofeld's pretending to be the white dude, and he's got like control of all these sort of like fucking stuff and that, which one of them is a like satellite system and that you find out that fucking, oh yeah, before you find out, like some dude takes a shot at them and that, but gets blown by fucking CIA and that shit, man. And like fucking he's dead and that white dude's like bit of comedy. It's like, "Oh, tell him he's fired," even though he's dead. But anyway, then you see fucking I mean, you see Q on the one arm bandits, like fucking rigged it with like a fucking sonic fucking pulse ring that he's got. That he's fucking rigging it so he's winning all the time. That's another gadget that don't even get used apart from fucking Q to win some cash and that. But anyway, the thingy bird. Oh, what's her name again? Yeah, the Tiffany Case bird. She's like talking to Q, and then like she sees like Blofeld's cat and that with a woman, and then she fucking looks in the cars and that, and then she gets chucked into one of them, and there's Blofeld there dressed in drag with his cat. Fucking crazy in that. Well, anyway, Bond goes to that White's like fucking it's like a space fucking NASA fucking research unit that has got a private one of like fucking what's his name? One of the Tesla cars and all that shit. But fucking Musk. Yeah, he's like Musk. So he's got his own like space fucking program going. But anyway, they found out like, oh yeah, his satellite has been fucking took over by Blofeld, and Blofeld's put these because this is what happens to the diamonds. Blofeld's put these diamonds on the satellite so he can use it as a laser to just blast the shit out of fucking stuff and that. And so he blows up a few missiles and all this shit, and then starts holding fucking the government to ransom and that. I think he just wants loads of money and that. Unless he'll like just destroy fucking major cities and that. So if they don't pay up what he wants, he's just gonna start fucking blowing up major cities and that, or melting them down with a laser. Because it's a bit like a fucking doomsday machine. He's got he can just laser shit and that. So anyway, they start to pay him in that, or to think about it. Anyway, yeah. So Bond talks to White about like all his stuff and that, and he noticed this Bear Heart sort of fucking place, and White don't recognise like Bear Heart. He's like, "What? No, I don't have no place like that." And so Bond's like, "Oh yeah, well we'll go fucking check it out." So then you see like fucking these planes go by and drop off this like thingy ball. It's full of air in that. The ones that they use to fucking go down fucking ski resorts on and that. Or for this, also you can walk on water with them because you're just in a ball of air. So you see this ball drop, but you don't see Bond because it's all covered in grey and that. And so I don't even know how Bond knows which way to go. I think he probably has got a compass or whatever in that. So he fucking like walks in this ball thing to the side of this oil platform thing that's Blofeld's got as his like secret fucking. Well, it's not so. Well, it's a bit secret, but because like people think it's just an oil platform, but it's where he's doing all his fucking operations from, and so it's where he's controlling the satellite that can like shoot but that can shoot a laser and destroy shit. And he's got a master tape, and as I say, it's just a basic cassette tape that everyone knows about. You know what I mean? But in them days, it was 71, and so it was like high class fucking equipment, and so the tape they use is a master tape that like controls the satellite, which nowadays it'd be like a program. Well, it is a program, but it's on a tape, which I don't think to control a fucking satellite would take just one C90 tape. But anyway, that's what's happening in that. And so when he gets to the side and that, they're like checking for weapons and that, and they find a tape on him that he was going to replace for the master tape. And so they take the tape off him. And then Blofeld's like, all right, I'll show you around, and that like Bond villains do, where they want to show off and that. And so just before they go show them around, Tiffany Case, because she's there because she's been kidnapped and like she's in a bikini and that sunbathing and that, but she comes in and then she's like laid on this couch and that, and then like when they go to have a look at Blofeld's operation command base, she grabs the tape and gives it to Bond, where like Bond sort of like sneaks it into his fucking pocket and that. And then when they're in the control center, Blofeld's bragging about like how good his operation is and that. And then like Bond looks at the tape deck and that and flicks it out, makes like out like he's done it by accident and that, but he's done it deliberately because then he like mixes swaps the tapes around and fucking like gets told to like, oh yeah, get out sort of thing and that fucking before you fuck up anymore. And then as he's going out, he gives the tape to Tiffany Case, and he just gives her it to get rid of it because it's the master tape, but she thinks he's give her the copy master tape or the fake master tape. And so as Bond goes out and that, he lets her like weather balloon go and that, and it's like a signal for him to like start bombing the base because he thinks his mission's over and that. So these guards fucking sort of like stop him in that, knock him out. Well, they don't stop him releasing the balloon, but they stop him trying to run off after he's released the balloon. And then Tiffany Case runs up to him and says, "Oh yeah, I've swapped the tapes and that." He's like, "Oh no, fuck! You should you just put the master tape back in and that." So the lock Bond in like this room and that, and then like these helicopters come in and that with fucking machine guns and I know big fuck off sort of aerial onto fucking oil rig battle goes on where you're shooting the shit out of the oil rig and that, and then like everyone's like panicking a bit and that. Tiffany tries to put the tape back in, but she gets spotted and that, and then she gets escorted out. But as she's getting escorted out, well, as she's outside, the guard who's escorting her gets shot by the aeroplane, the helicopters that are coming in with machine guns and that, and like rocket launchers and all. Well, anyway, she like runs off, and then Bond, he's in this room where there's a little trapdoor to get underneath the oil rig, like oil platform, so oil rig platform and that. So he goes underneath it and that, and fucking gets to like the top and that, and then like because there's so much shit going on, Blofeld's like, fuck that. Where's me like little submarine, the escape pod? But well, it's like a little submarine sort of like boat thing that he's gonna burn off. Well, anyway, Bond gets up to where the crane is. That's like fucking lowering this fucking escape fucking pod boat thing down, and like chucks the crane operator out of the fucking crane and that, and then starts fucking dropping the fucking boat thing where fucking Blofeld's like, "You crazy? What you doing? You fool! You nearly killed me!" And all, starts complaining and that, and then Bond just like picks him up and that, starts like slamming him around a bit, and then fucking Tiffany sort of like comes up and meets him in that with a machine gun whilst he's at the crane. Yeah. Yeah, Cockney, mate, Spock. Yeah, man. Yeah, so like as Bond's smashing Blofeld in his little like submersible like little speedboat come submarine thing that he's escaping on, he's smashing him around on the crane and that. Yeah, Tiffany Baird, she fucking gets a machine gun and she's at the side and that, whilst Bond's sort of like smacking the boat into the sides and that of the oil rig and that, whilst it's getting blown up and all that shit. And he's like, get a rifle and that. So she gets a rifle, and then some guards come and he's like, shoot them and that. And so she starts shooting them and that. But the kickback fucking like makes her fall off the edge of the oil platform and that. And then like Bond smashes fucking Blofeld into the command room and that shit, and so it fucks up all like the oil rig and that, fucks his satellite control system up and that, because like they're all big computers. Whether nowadays it'd be just someone with a laptop, but in 71 it was like a room full of fucking computers and that. Well, anyway, Bond's like, oh yeah, jump, but she's already gone and that, and so Bond jumps and that, and then the oil rig fucking explodes and that, and fucking just gets proper fucked up and that. It's like, oh yeah. And then you have a cut scene, because that's like it over. Even though it looks like fucking Blofeld died in that, he don't die. Or if Blofeld did die in that, it was one of his doubles that he had plastically surgically fucking to look like him. But because like there's another bit where Bond kills Blofeld and that in another Bond film, but Bond and Tiffany, they're on like the cruise and that, like a big cruise ship. I don't know where they're going, probably on holiday or whatever, Bond don't give a fuck. Mission's over. Well, anyway, Mr. Wint and Mr. Kidd like get dressed up as fucking waiters and that, and come in with like food and wine and that, and pretend to be like fucking what they're called. Well, like waiters anyway. They just pretend to be like a chef and a waiter, or like doing the food and that. Well, there's a cake, and it's quite a big cake and that, but it's a fake cake, and it's got a bomb inside. And their plan is to like give them they'll like start a meal and pour them the wine, leave, and then fucking before they can get to eat the oh it, I forget what they're called, but it's somewhat surprise it's called. But before they get to eat the dessert, it explode and that. But Mr. Wint, who wears like strong perfume and that, opens the bottle of wine. Bond smells that perfume, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, um, you should have saved this with a Bolognese wine or something." And Mr. Wint, because he's just pretending to be a waiter and that, like a wine connoisseur, he's like, "Oh, sorry, sir," and that, and then Bond's like, "Oh, but this is a fucking Bolognese or Chardonnay, or whatever it is that the wine is." And so he didn't know, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, last time I smelt that perfume and all, I saw a rat." And that, and then so they know they're being thingied, and then so Mr. Kid gets these fucking kebab skewers and that, sets them on fire, and comes to Mr. To Bond whilst his mates like choking him with a chain. But Bond smashes a fucking brandy bottle and throws it on him, and it sets him on fire and that. And then he jumps off the side, and then his lover, he's real pissed off. That's so he starts strangling Bond more, and then Tiffany grabs the cake, throws at him, but misses, and then they see it's a bomb, and then like this is a class bit in it, and that when I first saw this, it made me piss like fuck. Then he like grabs Mr. fucking Wint's hands, puts them in between his legs, like pushes him right far up his fucking crutch. That like he's sort because like he's supposed to be like a sadistic cunt, I think, and that he gets a bit of pleasure out of it. And then Bond gets the bomb and then like throws him over the side, and then before he lands, he explodes and that, and then like fucking Bond's I forget what line he says, something like, "Oh yeah, he went a bit overboard." I think it was something like that. But yeah, and then like Tiffany goes into his arms and that, and she's all like, "Oh yeah, fucking, how do we get these diamonds back from the satellite and that?" And then you just look at the diamonds and that, and then it goes to fucking "Diamonds are forever, forever." And yeah, the end. Great film, though. Great film. As I say, more comedy and tits than action and gadgets, but great film, though. Great film. Yeah. Yeah. Um, this the chat a little bit because I was just ending it, but yeah. Captain Mighty Spock says champion, lad, proper champion. And Bo says greeting, Captain. Captain Mighty Spock says hail, Bone, with a smiley face and hands up, sort of thing. And Bus Boy, yeah, I think that's what maybe might call fucking the people like just save your wine and that. But Yeah, say that like waiters and because he's supposed to be like a wine connoisseur and know about the wine. That's how Bond sort of like knows. Oh yeah, you're not a wine waiter because you don't know your bolognese or whatever. Not bolognese, bollocks, something like that. But anyway, yeah, Bond says nice. Yeah, yeah, great film, great film. And like yeah, on for an hour and 55 minutes or 54 odd, but bit shorter than like because I think that's when like the Bond film was like right, yeah, we don't need to do a 2 hour and 16 minute. Uh, as long as we get past the 1 hour and a half mark, near on to the 2 hour mark, yeah, because I think most Bond films they're just near on the 2 hour mark. They don't go like 2 hours and 15 minutes. But oh, great film though, great film. Like on a Majesty Secret Service. Captain Mighty Spock's his favourite one. You saying? Yeah, yeah. But next week though, it's my favourite. Oh no, yeah, it is. Yeah, next week it's my favourite. Is Live and Let Die. Hey, live and let die, son. Don't fuck around. Let them die. You live. Paul McCartney. Because like what? One of the best thing about Live and Let Die is the fucking theme tune. Yeah. Chateau Bolognese. Yeah, Chateau Bolognese. Yeah, that's what like the wine is champion. Yeah, and because like the dude didn't know, because like yeah, Live and Let Die, great song, yeah, the best. Yeah, because the dude didn't know that that wine was a Chateau Bolognese. He didn't. Bond knew, like, oh yeah, he ain't a fucking waiter. There's a proper name for them wine waiters, but I forget what you call them. But he knew, like, he want one, but yeah, great film, though, great film. Let's say not much action in it, more storyline based, and a bit of like slapping women around, as I say. But really good action bits in it though, like Bond films. They know that they do have to get some good action fucking scenes going, or else people are gonna be like, oh, well, okay. That's more like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy or whatever that film is. Like no action. Oh, mainly talking. So that's why Bond films they know that they gotta get some good action going in it. Yeah, yeah. You see on the cover the little moon buggy thing. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, thingy. The arm's not as long as that. So, but yeah, yeah. There's the thingy. the the like escape boat pod that um Blofeld's trying to escape on. And there's like the oil platform that just gets fucked up. Not as bad as that, you know, but nearly as bad as that. A lot of smoke and that. But yeah, there's that little mum puggy thing. Bond gets in. Crazy. And as I say, yeah, there's it. Helicopters coming in. But yeah, as I say, that's not Sean Connery though. So I think it was one of them where you said, right, paint a face that looks a bit like Sean Connery, but it also could look like anyone else, just in case Sean Connery is not going to be playing James Bond in Diamonds Are Forever. Then whoever does play James Bond, then we can just say, oh yeah, well that's them. Well, that ain't Sean Connery's face, you know. But we've got Sean Connery, so yeah. And like, oh yeah, and there's the like satellite dish that fucking put the oh yeah, that's where they'll put the diamonds in. Yeah, probably all around there. So yeah, gets more light and that, and so it can concentrate a thingy beam, a high concentrated beam. Yeah. So fucking great film. One of them films where fucking you nearly see a bit of tit. If you pause it in that, I'm sure there might be a half a nipple shot somewhere. But there has been a Bond film. I think it's Spy or Love Me, where you do see a pair of tits in it, but it's because it's on a like page 3 picture that one of the sailors in a submarine has got on the side of his wall. But I think that'll be in like 2 weeks' time. Spy or Love Me. Yeah. Oh no, 3 weeks' time. So I think it goes Live and Let Die, Man with a Golden Gun, then The Spy Who Loved Me. I know Live and Let Die is definitely next because it was like Roger Moore's first Bond film. Oh, and that is good. I should be really talking about Live and Let Die on the Diamonds Are Forever, but fucking it is one of them where the film studio knew that they had to do pretty fucking good shit on it because they didn't have Sean Connery and it was Roger Moore. And so if they didn't do some good shit, people have been like, oh, well, it didn't have Sean Connery in and it fucking didn't have great stunts in, so they do some very good stunts. But yeah. Yeah. Because, yeah. But yeah. I'll start ending this stream as I say. Get talking about Living Let Die, but that's next week, which should be the same time. Even though I started a bit late this fucking today, I had a bit of fucking problem, and I fucking do need to fucking get me sends some fucking decent like fucking stuff because PC takes like fucking 5 minutes to fucking start up on my laptop and that, and one of the keys is fucked up and all. So it's like, oh fucking hell! So when it starts up, the fucking keys a bit fucked. Like, you bastard! But anyway, let's get fucking thanking people who turned up. So yeah, thanks to Pop Culture Creator and that. Cheers, Pop, popping in that man. And cheers, Courtney, for popping in that. And yeah, cheers, Bone, popping in to that. Thanks a lot. So yeah, Bone's been like a bit of a regular. Probably will be like watching a few Bond films. If you see, because like yeah, I'll tell you, Bond films, they're like top of the fucking action genre for me. But in it, in the day, that there was the fucking best action you were gonna see in that, and yeah, cheers to Pickles, LDG, and that. Thanks for popping in, man. Uh, yeah, and cheers to Captain Marty Spock. Cheers, man. Popping in that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bo says laters. Yeah. Pickles says love you, boss. I love you too, Pickles. And Captain Marty Spock says, cheers, Jensen, everyone, with a pint. Bone's got like 2 drinks, sort of like mixing. Oh, like if you share it, having to share the drink, because like, oh yeah, I know you aren't going to drink a full pint. Yes, have half a man. But yeah, cheers, and that everyone. Although, actually, before I go though, I'll just show that car. But I thought, oh yeah, um, yeah, it's a Ford Mustang. That it was. Uh, yeah, that's it. Like going on its side through like a little fucking little gap there where it has to. Okay, great fucking stunt and all because it was one of them where the proper had to do it. There wasn't no special effects and that, even though they did use special effects ish when they was filming Sean Connery and Jill St. John in the car, but the stuntman, yeah, did it. So, yeah, well, as I say, the film's worth watching just to see that stunt. Like, yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.